why we sold our house. Hi everyone! On this video, I will share with you my personal experience, well actually my wife and I experience on why we sold our property. I hope you learned something from it. We are sharing our personal experience with you guys, so at least you have the knowledge, especially on buying a property, because having a mortgage, it's not a joke. It's the biggest loan or the biggest expense in your entire life. So this experience of us gives you knowledge, what to do and what not to do. And hopefully it will save you and your marriage and your family, because it was a wild one. Anyway guys, without further ado, let's begin. Back in 2018, my wife and I, we took a leap of faith and bought our dream property. And at the time, we are really motivated to buy. We just want to buy because we hear people saying that it's a time to buy now. It's a good investment, whole 9 yards. It's good timing to buy, especially now as well, if you have the money, if you have the savings, if you have the capacity to do it. And the worst part is, we don't even have any freaking savings, guys. That was mad. And of course, at a time, we were filled with excitement and anticipation as we imagine the beautiful life we will build there, right? So of course, buying the dream home, you'll be the family there, grow your kids and what have you. But it's more than that. So little did we know that our hasty decision would lead us down to a path filled with financial struggles and emotional breakdown. So after purchasing the property, we couldn't help but feel like we were on top of the world, right? It was an amazing experience where, well, it was probably one of the best days of our lives, or personally my life too. I know you know that feeling. And the thought of owning our own piece of property was, of course, incredibly fulfilling, literally. We allowed ourselves to indulge in the newfound sense of success. Within a few months, I made an impulsive decision to buy not just one, but two brand new freaking cars. And that was insane. That was the worst decision I ever made. But again, of course, we are not financially educated. We are not financially aware. We really don't care, right? We were convinced that we deserve this kind of luxuries, like unaware of any consequences that awaits us. We have this mortgage, plus 2 car loans, credit card debts, line of credit. Holy cow. Looking back, I can't imagine how I can even sleep at night. It was a crazy rock and roll experience. And then as months went by, our financial situation took a turn for the worse. We found ourselves living paycheck to paycheck, barely making ends meet. You know, the burden of the mortgage, car loan, and other expenses became like overwhelming. And we are kind of blinded by our lack of financial education and failed to realize the importance of planning and budgeting, like until we decided to have our home rented. Well, basically that's the only option for us to make a little bit more money on the side, so at least we can survive. That moment, we are not thriving, we are surviving. So we have the basement and we rented that out, and the other bedrooms upstairs. So the property has 4 bedrooms, 3.5 bathrooms, single home. We have the massive backyard, and it was sitting on a corner lot. It was a pretty good property. It was a nice property. If given a choice right now, if we don't have any debt or whatever, I'm not gonna sell it because it's perfect. We have the corner area, big backyard. That's perfect for kids. But again, I'm a truly believer that everything happens for a reason. Then the reason for that is for us to learn from it. Anyway, going back to the story, then COVID happened. There we go. Our renter left, they moved out. So our once promising dream home started to feel like really a burden. The weight of the financial strain began to take a toll on our relationship and our overall well-being. And that's crazy. We were constantly stressed and worried about how we could make it through each month. And the reality, adulthood, hit us hard. And we realized that being financially responsible was not something to be taken lightly. Because if not, you're done for the rest of your life. Then last year, 2022, something unexpected happened like crazy. The real estate market went through the roof. One day, I was driving on my neighborhood. So I live basically in Cranston area. One day from work, on my neighborhood, and I noticed day by day that there are lots of people or homeowners are putting a for sale sign on their yard. And I was like, what's going on? At the time, I was not a real estate license yet. I'm still in the middle of my course, and I asked a good friend of mine. She's a realtor, and she did mention that real estate is going nuts. There's a lot of people moving from different provinces, from Toronto, BC, and they're investing here, or their family, they're moving here. There's a surge of people migrating to Calgary last year. That was February, March, April. That was the hype of it. That was the peak of people moving here. And then I was like, holy. And then it gave me this idea. Ask her, like, can we run the numbers? Like, I just want to know, like, I'm just curious. How much can we sell our property for? And then after running the numbers, and it makes sense, we can profit out of it. And I ran quickly to my wife. I explained to my wife what the numbers and the plan was. And we immediately asked my friend, who's the realtor, to post the house. But before that, I'm going back a little bit here. So before that, going back to the two cars, I returned the cars first prior to selling the house. On that transaction itself, I already lost money on that. Because those are brand new cars. I returned it to the dealership. Of course, there's negative equity. They're gonna buy it cheap. So there's a negative equity on the loan. I have to pay for that one. So right at the bat, another expense. Lost the money there already. And I even asked a good friend of mine to lend us money. Our line of credit and credit card was almost going to the limit, and we're running out of, we don't have savings. See how crazy the situation was? And then, cut the long story short, returned the cars, then going back to the house. So in a span of 3 days, we organized and cleaned everything. We staged the home, and then the value of the property like skyrocketed, guys. It was like mind-blowing. Super mind-blowing. And then Friday, our property went live on MLS, and we received tons of showings. Crazy. I think there's like more than 30 showings. And it was a bidding war. People are bidding on our property. If I'm not mistaken, there are 10 offers on the table. If I'm not mistaken, at least 10 offers. And we sold over asking in less than 24 hours. I'm happy with this amount, right? I'm good with that. If the bidding war reached that particular amount, I'm happy with it. Let's go. Let's deal. Let's do it. But it went more than what I'm expecting. So it was really a blessing to us. It feels like it was as if the universe had presented us with a lifeline, like a reset button. We might have made the difficult decision to sell our beloved dream property, but it was a necessary step towards reclaiming our lives and finding financial stability. The feeling of relief and the sense of freedom were overwhelming. It feels like surreal, and I'm still having goosebumps right now just telling this story. And with the funds that we cashed out, we were able to pay our debts and replenish our savings and like start like really fresh. I'm more than blessed and thankful because not everyone is given this opportunity of a second chance, a chance to learn from our mistakes and make a better decision moving forward. So now we realize the importance of being financially aware and educated, and now we vowed to prioritize our financial responsibility and make an informed choices. We understood that rushing into major financial commitment without proper planning could have serious consequences, guys. And through this experience, we learned that being an adult is not a joke. It requires careful consideration, thoughtful decision, and the willingness to learn from our mistakes. You know what? Just not your mistake. Learning from others' mistake as well is a good source of that. And we now understand the significance of budgeting, saving, or investing wisely. Selling that property, selling that home was undoubtedly a bittersweet experience, honestly. But it allowed us to regain control of our lives. It taught us a valuable lesson and set us on a path towards to a more secure and fulfilling future. Like as we embark on this new chapter of our life, we carry the wisdom that we gained from our past, ensuring that our journey is guided by financial prudence and profound appreciation for the choice that we make moving forward. Well, I'm not saying don't buy a house or don't buy a car. If you have the budget for it, by all means, go for it. Go. What I'm trying to emphasize here and what I'm trying to share with everybody is being financially aware. Check your budget, list what's going out and going in financially in your household, then you decide. So I hope you learn from our story. That's our story in a nutshell. There are people who's going through with the same situation that we've been through. It's hard. Destroy everything, your marriage, your family, just because of that. If you're watching this, I hope you can push through this. Probably the tip that I can give to you is your wife and yourself just sit on the table, talk it through, make an escape plan on how are we going to, get out of debt. And so I hope you learned something from this video, from our experience. And if you have any questions in any way, shape, or form, I can help you with giving you advice. Don't hesitate to leave a comment below or DM me. I'm here to give you a friendly advice because we've been through that. It was a tough one. It was hard. I thought I'm going cuckoo, right? I thought I'm going cuckoo, right? Anyway, guys, till next time, I'll see you on my next video. Ciao.